Sibuya nini ngomo zase kaya kuzoba mnandi Tilahle kelwe ngumo lwam Tilahle kelwe iyo yonke into beninayo Sibuya nini ngomo zase kaya kuzoba mnandi Sibuya nini ngomo zase kaya kuzoba mnandi Tilahle kelwe lunqumo lwam Tilahle kelwe iyo yonke into beninayo kaya kuzoba mnandi Lifika nini lami ixesha Sibuya nini sasekhayinkomo Ibonakala nini yami indlela Ubonakala nini umsebenzi wezandla zam Tilahlekile ndifunana nexesha lalimnandi apha ekhaya Sibuya nini sizokonwaba They say joy cometh in the morning But I see cloudy days and rainy skies Joy will hold you up when it hurts But all I feel is pain Sibuya nini ngomo zase kaya kuzoba mnandi Sibuya nini ngomo zase kaya kuzoba mnandi Tilahle kelwe lunqumo lwam Tilahle kelwe iyo yonke into beninayo kaya kuzoba mnandi
Thank you to the stunning Kanaya for that intro to the show, singing Zibuya Nini, meaning when are they coming back? Now, with regards to us, ask no more, because it is Friday. It's just gone 9 p.m. and that means Trendz is indeed back to give you all the latest news and views in showbiz on every corner of the globe, from Mzansi to Hollywood. I'm your host, of course. The name is Refilwe Muilwa. Before we really get into everything, let's of course kick things off with entertainment news that's made local and international headlines.
Some members of popular Afro house group African Roots sustained serious head and body injuries after surviving a horrific car crash over the weekend. According to media reports, the group was traveling to a show in Botswana on Good Friday when their car rolled 4 times, leaving several members of the group seriously injured. The car and trailer they were traveling with were a complete write-off. It is believed the vehicle was some 850 kilometers from Gaborone when it was hit by a strong wind which pushed the trailer and caused the car to roll. The group was scheduled to perform on Friday alongside artists like Arthur Mafokate and Ishmael.
Now, you heard her at the start of the show, and now I want to officially introduce and welcome Nomadic Tribe Entertainment's gem, a Xhosa lady who bears an old soul that is engraved with all the rare elements that gave our nation its very first golden era of music. Annalisa Kanaya Blom was born in Mdantsane in the Eastern Cape and then raised in the Western Cape. With her debut album Garden of Songs just recently released, she will continue to musically narrate beautiful stories to the rest of the world, and through her, the legacy of genuine, authentic and pure African music continues. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Your song was, it's like you take us on a trip to a beautiful place far out. And even if you don't understand, Xhosa, we can connect with your music. Tell us about who you are and why music.
My name is Annalisa Kanaya Blom, as you said. Grew up in the Eastern Cape in Mdantsane, was blessed by God to be discovered by Unzika Fananglanga.
From the soil.
From the soil, yes. Who then signed me under Nomadic Tribe.
Right.
And then the journey from there has been great.
And have you always, I mean, are you part of a musical family? Have you always had that gift of music but never really thought it could be a profession?
Not really, hey. The only person besides myself who sings is Umama, and that's only at church. Other than that, no, I'm the only one who still stands with music and fights for music in Clean.
Wow, fantastic. And tell us about your album. It was released just last month?
It was
March?
released digitally
Okay.
on the 12th of March.
All right.
On
How's
iTunes.
it doing? How's it doing on the iTunes charts?
On the iTunes charts, on the first day, I think around about 4 o'clock, it was #2 in our genre.
Right.
But I haven't been checking up. But I believe it's been gaining momentum and people have been listening to it. And it's also on Google Play. So
exactly. And people want to know, who is this Kanaya? Like, who is she? Where's she coming from? What is she all about? And I mean, in a space, you know, like the musical industry, where you really do have to carve out your own niche. What is it that differentiates you? You know, because there will be comparisons that you can't, you know, get away from to other ladies who are doing the kind of music that you do. So what is it about your music and your style that will differentiate you?
I believe it starts from the morals and values that one gets from home, and then also joining with Nomadic Tribe and the people that are in Nomadic Tribe, the family as a whole, who mold you in the way that you want to be heard, but also shape you and discipline you in the way that you want to be viewed as a brand, as a person to the world.
Fantastic. And who have you worked with? I mean, the process to getting this, you know, garden of songs. And why a garden? What is it about gardens?
I can honestly say it's through the genius of Unzega and the family of Nomadic Tribe that the people that he has worked with, and we have worked with on making the album, the likes of your legendary Duduzo Makhatini.
Oh wow, fantastic musician.
Right. Those grades.
Yes.
So when you put all of that together, it has a genius effect of it that it shows when this was thought about, this was planned, and for Unzika to have produced the whole album and then be co-writing together, for it to come out as this beautiful masterpiece, it's a lot. And each and every song represents a story of its own, hence the garden, because you never find one single flower in a garden.
Okay.
So different songs that will attach themselves to different individuals. You cannot say, I don't find myself in this album. I cannot relate to this album. It resonates with everyone, whether you're young, whether you're old.
Fantastic. And kudos to Nsika. I mean, I didn't know he was a producer, and you know that the album is absolutely
hidden talent.
Clearly many hidden talents. And of course, you know, he's got his own career, and the fact that he's invested the time and the effort, and as you say, I mean, the kind of people and the caliber of musicians that you worked with for a debut album, you know, this happens once in a lifetime for many people. And how do you plan to hold on to yourself? How do you plan to hold on to, you know, the values that you grew up with from your family that will take you through this journey of music in this crazy Johannesburg and the world of showbiz?
The one thing I always say when I talk to my friends, or when I'm praying, I always say, thank you, God, for the values that that have been instilled at home, that they are exactly the same that Unzika holds. They're exactly the same that Nomadic holds. You cannot. There would have been a conflict of interest if our values and our morals were different. But we come together and we see the same point. We see the same discipline. If we must be here at 8 o'clock, we must be here at 7:30, so that we're here at 8 o'clock. It's how it is, like that.
Being professional.
And if you get it from home.
Yeah.
So, and then when you meet a family like Nomadic, you meet people like Unzika, and it's there, it's genuine. Yeah. You don't have to push it, you don't have to force it. It is a passion, it lives within you, and that's why Nomadic is a home, because it's comfortable. You just get there and you fit in.
Okay.
You're not finding, but okay, I have to now change to a suit so and so to suit so and so. I have literally just come in and have been me.
So great. And in future, are there any features on this album? Do you perform something maybe with Nsika on the album? And who would you like to work with in future?
No, there aren't any features.
Okay,
but there's a surprise coming.
Okay.
And in order for people to know the surprise, they have to follow me on the Kanaya page on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Follow me on Instagram.
It's
Kanaya
what
Official.
Are your handles?
Kanaya Official on Instagram, Kanaya Official on Twitter, and then the page Kanaya. So the sneak peek nyan.
Yes.
We show you.
People must keep following you and watch out.
But obviously, one dream would be to work with the soil. I think it's everyone's dream, but mostly because of the lyrical content and the power that they have in influencing people musically.
Yes.
And then we have Ulanduka Unati.
Right.
You know, it's a girl thing.
Okay, I'm sure it'll happen. Thank you so very much, Kanaya. You are going to perform again for us a little bit later.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
So grateful to have you here, and we wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Stay tuned. After the break, Trendz is back with more. Nice one, Kanaya. Thank you so very much. Oh, wow. It's absolutely lovely here in studio. That was Kanaya. Her album is called Garden of Songs. Make sure you check it out. She's absolutely fantastic. Now, I See a Different You is a collective of Soweto-born creatives who sought out to change the world's view of Africa from the negative to the positive. The dynamic trio believe that as Africans, our story has always been told by others, and their plight is to tell their stories through art. These photographers are currently running their latest exhibition exhibition, and it's called We See You at the Constitution Hill in Johannesburg. Of course, Trendz was there. This is what happened at the opening.
We See You, a photographic exhibition that highlights the best of Africa through the eyes of a group of 3 artists who go by the name of I See a Different You.
The basic plan in the work that we do is that we want to show Africa in the most beautiful, most positive light. So that's the basic motive in any image we want to do.
The group has already exhibited twice, reaching an international audience too. In 2012, they exhibited in Japan, and a year later, they had another showcase at the Mode Gallery. Their latest offering, We See You, speaks more to the individuals who dare to be different.
The exhibition, We See You, is about people who are breaking away from the stereotypes that the world is telling them. So just because you're black, you need to act in a certain way, or because you're white, you cannot be a Bantula dancer. So everyone you see that's showcased here are people who are breaking away from that.
And here is what they had to say about their favorites from the exhibition.
This one is very close to my heart because it's in Kliptown. Practically, we grew up here. It's next to Pimville, so the shops on the right were shops we used to buy kota, makwini and all those things, and we used to take a train on the left, so it's there. When we used to go to school, we take a train here, so the location is like home, you know. So this image is one of my favorites from the series we took because of the meaning it carries for me. I see them as guys that are influencing the industry, influencing kids to be themselves, and it sends a message that as who you are, you can be the best at what you want to be.
These gorgeous ladies are from Sweden, and they've decided to make South Africa their home. And they're amazing Pantsula dancers. I mean, like, I'm good with Pantsula, but they beat me, you know. They're really, really amazing and talented, and they live and breathe the spirit of what Africa is, you know, and which breaks the stereotypes that we are speaking about. I just, this picture is beautiful. You know what I love the most about it? It's edgy. It's very different, because in every picture that we take or we shoot, we always want to capture the truth, you know. And this person, it feels like you know him even if you've never met him.
It is no easy task for an artist to decide when a piece is complete. It's definitely 3 times harder for these guys.
It's a fight between us, and I'll say no, I like this, but the process of arguing and fighting about the right picture makes the right picture for us, and we vote, you know, as a collective.
In as much as I See a Different You is expressing the world from a different view, the commonality of their craft and what the art does is what ties in so many people everywhere they go.
The most common thing we see is if a guy is from a Zone 4 or Power Park, that's Power Park, they say, oh, whoa, that's my hood. And everywhere from the world, people identify themselves in the locations we shoot. And the most messages you get is like, oh, damn, guys, I miss home. Oh, is that London? Damn, that's Shoreditch. I want to go back there, you know? And that, for us, completes us. And somehow it's a way of communicating with people and them communicating with us, experiencing the world.
I See a Different You has impeccable taste in fashion and keeps setting new trends. Tonight's outfit is one that expresses more about where the brand is at the moment.
For today's outfits, as you can see, the outfits are from Amakwala. So it's Xhosa initiates that are from, after undergoing the initiation school in the mountains, they come back and they wear these type of clothes. It speaks about our business more than anything. Like we used to see ourselves as boys when we started shooting. We were still young boys, you know, photography, you know, blogging, and then we started a business. And in our business, we are just telling people that we have moved away from the blogging and just the Instagramming, and now we are a business, we are men.
And obviously Trendz had to find out about their next project.
We have the King's Project, which we wanted to travel all over the world. You know, it's purely an education thing. You know, as a South African, I didn't know who my president was as a vendor man, you know, and we thought, let's go out there and shoot all our South African kings to showcase them to everyone, to educate everyone that, oh, if you're Zulu, that's a king, if you're Sotho, that's a king.
and we realize that there's a few popular kings, so we must expose the other ones and their royal houses, you know.
This exhibition is currently running at the Constitution Hill before it heads to London. So go check it out before you miss out on an exciting portrayal of a beautiful country from I See a Different You.
Nice one. Now, the Visual Arts Network of South Africa is a development agency for the visual arts which promotes connection and access in the industry due to the fact that the arts sector currently does not have a universal best practice standard for professional work in the various fields. They will be hosting a series of consultations to get input from industry professionals with the ultimate goal of developing a norms and standards booklet. Now, I'm here with Khomotso Leroux from Venza to tell us more about this. Welcome to Trendz.
Hi, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So let's talk about this booklet. Let's talk, well, first of all, what exactly is Venza and who are they? When did they originate? Because many people who are in the specific sector don't even know about Venza.
So the Visual Arts Network of South Africa was formally registered in 2007. But before then, it actually started probably about 4 years prior to that as just a network of artists and curators, people who were practicing in the visual arts sector, who wanted to basically form a home to be able to lobby the government and to also have a voice, a unified voice.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time coming. I mean, all the issues that artists and creatives grapple with. We were, you know, just now chatting offline that, you know, it is part and parcel the same struggles we all have. And how then, or why then, do you think that it's taken this long and all these challenges to almost be taken seriously, you know, have taken so long to get to here?
Well, I mean, it's taken a lot of lobbying. I mean, this norms and standards research, for instance, has been a long process. There was a report that was done in 2010, which was assessing the visual arts sector because there was no basically formal, you know, report
before that
on where does the visual arts sector stand, who is there, and who's participating economically, how is it doing, socially, what's the impact. So,
and since 2010, has there been progress?
Till now, there has been progress. In 2014, there was another research that was done by Venza, and it was called a shared practice. And basically, it was a preliminary research to basically find out if there is a feasibility of creating guidelines, you know, and sets of protocols for people in the visual arts industry to use. Which
are very necessary. And so tell us about these consultations. I understand it's going to happen in 3 places in the country. Let's talk about that. Who will be there? What, you know, what's expected? And yeah, what basically will be happening?
So basically what will be happening is that we will discuss with them there's been some literature reviews that's happened already. So we do have a document which we are going to speak to. And also the research that was done in 2014 will also be used as a reference. There were people that made contributions. They basically wrote their response to what the norms and standards could be, if it is possible, if it isn't possible. So now we are saying, let's bring our minds together and let's actually create a set of activities that the sector can actually use to grow and sustain the industry.
Right. And so, as from what I understand, it's the 7th of April in Johannesburg, 8th of April you move to Durban, and the 15th is in Cape Town.
Yes.
Okay. And where do people, I mean, do you have to register? Do you have to pay? Do you have to, what's the...
You don't have to pay. You do have to RSVP.
Okay.
If you want to get more details on that, you can visit our Facebook page.
All right.
It's Visual Arts Network South Africa.
Fully, or is it Venza?
Fully.
It's Visual Arts Network South Africa. Okay. And Twitter and...
Twitter, you can visit our website as well, www.venza.co.za. If you go to the contact us page, you can just contact us there, send us an email, or you can call us and say, you know, if you are involved in the sector, we would very much appreciate.
Okay. And just, you know, for the future, Khomotso, what is your hope and what is your ultimate, you know, South Africa's home. Africa's home for all of us, and it's not like we're going to leave and try and build something elsewhere. So for you personally, as an artist, as a businesswoman, as someone who is so invested in this, what is your hope for the future for the visual arts sector?
For the visual arts sector, for one, I would really like to see it being professional, in a sense that, I mean, if you look at, you know, other industries, they have employment, I mean, there's regulations in place to protect people that work in that space. So I would like to see that developed for the visual arts sector.
Okay.
I would also like to see the market grow. You know, I mean, we all want it to
We
grow.
all
It's still
definitely
quite
do.
small.
Yes,
And
yes.
there's a lot of education that has to happen there.
Yeah.
But also economically.
Yeah, because we, you know, no, I definitely agree with you. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
We just have run out of time, but of course, you've given all the details, and you know, Venza is a great initiative, and it can only go from strength to strength in efforts to strengthen us. Thank you so very much, Pomotso.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.
And now, as we go to break, we have in studio a couple of ballet dancers from Joburg Ballet, and they're performing just a little bit from Giselle. Fantastic, the beauty and grace of the dance sport that is ballet. Thank you so very much to our dancers that we have here in studio. Now, Joburg Ballet will this month begin its 2016 performance season with Giselle, widely acknowledged as one of the most beautiful classical ballet pieces ever created. The production, to be staged at the Joburg Theatre from the 8th to the 17th of April, is a moving story of a young girl who dies of a broken heart, the title role regarded as one of the ultimate measures of a ballerina's prowess. Giselle, the production, is celebrated celebrating 175 years in existence this year. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm here with Joburg Ballet's Artistic Director, Ian McDonald. Welcome so very much, Ian.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic. I mean, just looking at the dancers there, and you've been a dancer yourself.
Yeah.
Have you been one of the principals
Absolutely,
doing this role?
absolutely. I was also blessed to be able to do these roles, and they're great classics.
Yes.
We were talking off air, just saying,
yes.
you know, we don't want to change these great classics
Of course.
because they're beautiful and they're iconic. And like you said, the grace and the beauty. And I did. I got up and did Albrecht, who's the main character in Giselle. And for me, Giselle is one of the most exhausting ballets to do.
Really?
Yeah. I just.
How different is it though? Because we know of others, and you know, but
absolutely.
For us as a non-dancer, you see it and you say, okay, well, you can tell. Of course, it's very athletic and they move with such grace and ease on the floor.
Sure.
But of course, we know that it's been hours and weeks and months of preparing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you come and watch a production, you say, "Oh no, that didn't go so well," then you know that isn't good. The fact that you're saying they move freely and it looks so easy, then they're doing a good job.
Great job.
But Giselle is one, especially for the man, because all the lifts, especially in Act 2, Giselle becomes a ghost. She dies and she becomes this ghost, and all these ghosts come onto the stage, and it's quite eerie.
Yeah.
And he then is dealing with a spirit, so you can't ever physically hold her. So all the lifts in that have got to look like she's floating in the air, and it's ethereal. So that's what's really, really difficult. It's not like a Swan Lake or something where you physically lift and you stretch your arms in all those lifts. So all the lifts are happening here at this level. So it's like picking up a dumbbell in the gym and carrying it like this. You don't ever lock your arms, which makes it easier, I think. So, yeah.
Fantastic. And the work that the Joburg Ballet does, I mean, absolutely fantastic. We were surprisingly also just talking about how coincidence, and it's just so crazy.
Yes.
Our insert, you know, that started off the show about the young ballet dancer who's going to the New York school.
Yes.
You're saying you're going there to teach.
I was invited to go and be a guest teacher amongst a faculty of really, really internationally acclaimed teachers. So it's such a small world.
And the fact that your principal dancer here in studio is also from the school.
Also from the school. You're so right.
So
but it's so wonderful to see these young children being exposed to ballet. And we do it as well. We've got our children in Soweto and Alexander and Bromford and Hillbrow. And to see the talent, the raw talent of these children that we are teaching ballet to, and the love and the passion that they have, it makes me excited to know that there's such a wonderful future for classical ballet in this country.
And what's the societal conception now with regards to boys, girls, you know,
completely. It's all changed.
It's all changed.
If I had done this interview about 5 years ago even, I would have said, oh no, boys don't do ballet, and it's such a... Now...
And even parents, because parents pass on those stereotypes to say, no, it's for girls.
Completely.
Yes.
And we're seeing it with audiences coming, fathers are coming to the ballet, and I think it's programs such as So You Think You Can Dance and all those modern programs that we're seeing where fathers are now being introduced and seeing how physically demanding it is. We're actually relating to it as a sport now.
It is, it's a dance sport.
A complete sport. And they don't just do their physical training every day, they've also got to go to the gym and do their extra physical work. So I think the appreciation, the understanding of what ballet is becoming more...
and the intense discipline. I mean...
completely focused. And one day your body just says, I can't. I'm just too physically tired.
Really? Did that happen to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
On a regular basis, actually. And it was like, I can't. And you just got to get up and suck it up and play that mental game and say, you have to do it. And once you get out there and the audience is applauding you and that recognition, it makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, so it's such a privilege, and I think you're born with it. You're born with that gift to be able to go out and perform. And as I said, I see the talent that's coming through with these young children that don't even know the physicality that they've got, you know. And I'm really excited.
You can see it and spot it from a mile away and say, that little one there has something.
And I see them in our school and how disciplined they are, and the training and the focus and the intent, because they're seeing the professionals in the studio with them and saying, I want to aspire to be like them. Fantastic. And for me, I see the wheel turning and everything's in place, and I'm so excited for the future. And in 10 years, I just want to see these amazing dancers from South Africa just doing these great classics that we're talking about right now.
Absolutely fantastic. So the dates again quickly, Joburg Theatre from?
The 8th of April is our opening night, and you get a ticket for 90 Rand. You can't go and watch a performance for that. It's just ridiculous.
Fantastic. And such a classic.
And we're trying to make it accessible. We want to say people, it's not about the money. You've got to come and just see it and experience it.
It's a theatre experience.
And we run until the 17th of April, so you've got to go and book your tickets and come and watch this amazing ballet company.
Thank you so very much, Ian. Fantastic job that you are doing, and all the best to the dancers.
Thank you so much.
And now to get to see what people can expect come next week when Giselle opens, here's a snippet of what happens on stage.
If you thought standing on your toes is an easy task, well, think again, because for these dancers to master the art, it takes them a lot of hard work and determination. We caught up with the cast of Giselle during their final run rehearsal to witness as to what really makes the production what it is. The story around this ballet classic is about a village girl that falls in love with a man who is not all he seems. When she finds out about his deception, she dies of a broken heart. Ian MacDonald, who is the artistic director at the Joburg Ballet, tells us more about this classical love tragedy.
It's a pure classical ballet in that it's been around for, in fact this year we're celebrating it being 175 years since the first time it was performed. So I think that's iconic for the company to be doing that as well. And many of the companies around the world will be doing Giselle. It's a love story. It's about this young peasant girl who falls in love with this man who's of the royal family. And in those days they shouldn't be getting together, so it's not done. And how he betrays her, and she finds out and her heart is broken and she actually dies.
The story continues, and after her death, she gets transformed into a spirit and she battles to save her lover in a wood haunted by the ghosts of deserted women. This production will officially open at the Joburg Theatre next week.
Now, if you are in Johannesburg this weekend and are looking forward to a memorable afternoon and evening of scrumptious eats, live music, entertainment and so much more, then you don't want to miss out on the opportunity to be a part of Joburg's most highly anticipated event, the Grand White Dinner, which is a pop-up dining experience held at a secret location which only gets revealed on the morning of the event. So great. Now, these dinners are a social and lively gathering of people all dressed in white with a touch of green. The cherry on top being that the guests will also have the incredible opportunity to be a part of history, as the Grand White will be attempting this year to break a world record of the most champagne corks popped simultaneously. Now, I'm here with Stefan Dow, the event organizer.
Yes.
Thank you so very much, Stefan.
Thanks for the invitation. Yes.
Great, and you're already ready in your white.
Yeah,
that is the color.
I'm on the way to the location, which is a secret.
Yes, and so that is so fantastic because it adds this whole mystery to it, and people want to know. The pictures and everything, you know, when you read about the Grand White, it looks lovely. And of course, you want to know, where is it going to be, kind of, you know, do I plan?
I will not tell you.
Yes. And just, so every time, because the event has moved around the country, am I correct?
Yes, yes. We're doing it since 3 years, and it's always sold out. And it's always in a secret.
From the very first one?
From the very first one,
wow.
Yes.
And how did this idea come about? I mean...
no, there's a similar idea coming from Paris, which I had a look on it, and so I just made it better.
Right.
Let's say it like this. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
It's more entertainment. It's an entertainment event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing the people together. It's united the people also. Yeah. So everyone is invited. We don't have VIP sections, something like this.
Okay.
Even celebrities in South Africa, they're all buying tickets.
Yes.
And sitting in between everyone.
Of course.
It makes so much fun. Yeah.
Okay. And the food. And I mean, do you have a special menu? I mean, for people who don't really know.
We sell picnic baskets, but it's a picnic.
Okay.
So you can bring your booze and your food for the picnic. Everything is neatly set up in white.
Yes.
And we have a stage.
I mean, it's like big table and
looks very nice.
Like,
yes. You have to see the after show movies.
Yes.
On our Facebook page, the Grand White SA.
Yeah.
We nearly have 100,000 fans already.
Fantastic.
And so the next show is coming up on Saturday in Joburg. Then 1 week later Pretoria on the 9th of April, and 1 week later in Durban on the 16th.
Jeez, okay. And so all of this, I mean, literally, is it a case of once you're done with the one you're already planning for the next year?
When these next 3 done, I'm planning already now. I'm planning for next year.
Wow. And just how do you improve? I mean, it's such a clearly a winning formula that you've seen, you know, how to make it better and adjust it to, you know, the South African community and people. And so how do you then elevate your game year after year?
Yeah, look, I'm coming from the event. I had a club, I had a party promoter. I'm coming from Germany, Berlin, and we invented the Holy One Color Festival 5 years ago.
Yes.
And we had been in South Africa 3 years already with this one. So I had a quite good experience. What guest wants. You know, they want to get entertained.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not all about every time who is on stage and then you're sitting there and waiting, and in the end it's nice, but you're not really partying. If it's a concert.
It's one big party.
Yeah, it's the names of the entertainment is not the important.
The draw card, yeah.
It's not the draw card. It's like at Holy One as well. Yeah, it's the power thing. And here it's white clothing, coming neatly, coming with your friends.
Yeah.
So our clients are 70% women who bringing the family together and the friends.
Oh, fantastic. And so, yeah, with that, so then there is no age, I mean, anybody, it's a family thing now? From 18 up?
Yes, from 18 up.
Okay, from 18 up, because it goes on into the evening. And
yeah, we're starting at 2.
Okay.
Then we have our first act starting at 4.
Yes.
And it goes all the way till 10 o'clock.
Sure.
And then you're fine.
But Stefan, come on now. I mean, the secret location, everybody is just like, where's it going to be? And do you change venue? Yes, I'm sure you do. Every year. Okay, so it must be crazy.
This year we have a very nice one.
Really?
Yeah, in all 3 cities which are coming up.
People can guess. No, nothing? No hints?
It's...
Okay, and so those details will be out tomorrow.
Yes,
tomorrow
9 a.m. on our Facebook page.
On your Facebook page. Fantastic. Are there still tickets on sale?
We have some left for Joburg, but I think in the evening we will be sold out. Pretoria are some left, and Durban.
Fantastic. And the dates again for the Pretoria and the Durban
Pretoria on the 9th of April and Durban 1 week later on the 16th.
Fantastic. I look forward to it. People will be decked in white. I mean, the weather is also playing along. So
yeah, luckily.
Yes,
last year it was...
Really, yeah.
It was chilly, but the people don't care.
No, as you said, people just want to be entertained, come what the weather. You know, they just want to go out and have a great time. Thank you so very much for such a beautiful concept.
Thank you,
And like I say, I mean, the visuals, even if you've never been to it, you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to be at this event come next year.
Yeah, that's one of our slogans, make friends.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much for your time, Stefan.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Now, the eThekwini municipality will host this year's 22nd Annual South African Music Awards. Regarded as the country's premier music awards and run and hosted by the Recording Industry of South Africa, this year's summers take place on the 4th of June at the Durban International Convention Centre. The summers have a long history of promoting local music and acknowledging the contribution made by our artists. Nominees for the 2nd Annual South African Music Awards will be announced this month of April. In just a few days, Hyde Park Corner in Johannesburg will be transformed into a fashion extravaganza, with designers flocking in to attend this year's South African Fashion Week. The fashion event will open up the ramp to allow fashion designers to showcase their 2016 spring-summer collections. In the past, the Fashion Week was held at Crown Plaza in Rosebank, and to give you a preview of what can be expected and also content for us when we do Fashion Police with Rhea soon, we sat down with Hangwani Nengovela, the creative director of Rubicon.
My name is Hangwani Nengovela. I was born in Limpopo, but schooled in Pretoria, Tshwane, and I'm the creator and founder of Rubicon Clothing. Of recent, I've realized that I've managed to find that philosopher's stone for creating the kind of signature that I've always wanted to tell. That is of whether it's our nature, whether it's the baobab tree, whether it's the rich history of Mapungubwe, whether it's the rich history of Sophia Town, whether it's our political history. So it all boils down to the fabric element and how the design process goes. We're quite limited because of fabric. We've gone high-end fashion, hence we're doing an installation. Because people have always wanted something different, because we're able to that's how Rubicon started off, doing high-end fashion, and we ventured into the more bread and butter, which is the ready-to-wear, because we needed also our clothing to be more commercial and be accessible. This time around it's high-end fashion, and it's more obviously I can't say much, but because then I'll spoil the fun, and also it's the heritage that comes from our country. When you showcase, we know it's all about, at the end of the day, is whether the garments will be received well, whether you'll be able to have your return on investments and also make a profit out of it. With this time around, we just needed to raise the bar and do something else that is much more, very chilled, where people are able to move around and feel, because fashion is an experience. People want to feel like really Rubicon's show was worth attending. I've gone for soft colors. I've gone for basically soft colors, and also just one color that will stand out in bold. For us, SA Fashion Week has worked for the past years, and hence we're still showcasing with them. Because at the end of the day, you need to keep the wheel rolling. It must, business must go on. It makes much more business sense for us to be showcasing with them, because it doesn't just remain there on the ramp. There's also other things that we're able to do in terms of selling the creation that we've showcased. Because it doesn't, it's not about just the glitz and glam showcasing just once off. There is also the buyers network where you meet store buyers. We supply stores, and really the platform has been great, and they've made it much easier for us to be able to be accessible to the market. Look out for Rubicon. We will be showcasing at 9:30 on the 6th of April at the Hyde Park, the park venue, and we'll be closing of the night.
And now our grand finale is a trailblazing young man who is carving out his own unique mark on the entertainment scene, fueled even more by the fact that his talent must be what he is known for, and not just because of his famous family. Now, funny, I've used words like trailblazing and fueled because he literally sets himself on fire during performances from time to time, and the first time he did it on live TV, he trended on Twitter for days. So his genius is a little crazy, all the more why we invited him to the studio. Welcome, DJ AJ.
Hey, how's it going?
Pleasure having you here, man.
I'm glad to be here finally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, fantastic. You have an album that's out. You've been working. I mean, you've been on the grind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I did, say in my intro, that you don't want to be known for name and family and what, you are talented.
Yeah.
You are talented.
True.
And so, have people also, looked at you and said, but you have it easy because we're not,
Yeah, I mean, people always have their own opinions. So you get people that think this, and you get people that think, no, he's actually working. So I just do me.
Right.
I just do me.
Tell us about your album, Kiamogetswe.
Yeah.
Meaning you've accepted?
Yeah.
What are you accepting, bro? What are you accepting?
Kiamogetswe basically means, if you translate it into English, means I've been accepted or to be accepted.
Yes.
And this is my first album that I produced solely with Tendai out of here and the other artists that are on the album, including the producers.
Okay.
So it was my feeling, unlike my first album, which was mainly my father's, all of that. And so yeah, that's what Kiamogetswe means, amongst other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we mustn't talk about here during the people. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So Tendai is your vocalist, and lovely voice, Tendai. And so this song that you guys are about to perform is called what?
It's called Floating.
It's called Floating. What are you floating away from? And you know what I mean? Is there a meaning behind this? Because look, sometimes musicians just name things, hey, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So it's called Floating?
It's a bit of a love song. Yeah, it's a bit of a love song, and it can represent anything in your life that you feel is an escape for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mainly dealing with love.
All right.
Basically.
AJ, this control situation over here.
Yeah.
I mean, you did this. You're a pioneer already at your young age.
I'm trying. This was a crazy idea. You know the thing is, the young people, the kids of today, this generation, I like the fact that they become creative. They think of something and they're not scared to implement it.
Yeah.
This is a crazy idea. And when I started it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I feel like doing.
And you
went onto live television, did this, and like you said, trending. And people were just crazy about it, and then I went to performances. And this thing just allows me to do so much more as a DJ.
You're
I mean, I
mobile.
can run around, I can dance, I can set myself on fire, I can
I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I'd
I
love
can do
to
so
see that.
much.
Fantastic, but as we were saying off air, patent this idea, right? Patent it. You'll never know. You'll just never know 20 years from now what it could mean for your family. Great stuff, guys. Thank you so very much for coming on. I look forward to hearing the rest of the album, and you guys, and Tendai on vocals. Thank you so much. Join me again next week. Goodbye.
get turned